Well, hello there, Commander. Hello there. It is that time again. It is that time again. It is time to It is time to slime. Can y'all hear me okay? Does the sound okay? We're doing a little mic check, Everything sounding good? Everything sounding Gucci? Are we peeking the mic out? Are my plosives going okay? Is everything all right? Can you read me, Commander? We can read you all right. We good. We Gucci. Okay. Welcome, Reverb 154. Welcome, Mr. Ham Pants. That's your dad. Welcome, Ham. Welcome, Marcus Ott. Welcome, Kit Sorens. Thank you again, Kit, for the opening theme. The opening music was written by Kit. Welcome, Reverb. Welcome, Defiant Mechwarrior 23. Hello. Hello, Usosaurus Rex. Welcome again. Welcome back. Hello, Grotty Mink. Grotty. I like your name. Grotty Mink. Grot is reminds me of the Warhammer 40k orcs. Grotty Mink. Hello, Iron Boy 32. Welcome. Hello, Professor Bulba. Hello, welcome to chat. First time I've seen you here. Welcome in. Hello, Mike Heimlich. Hello. My Mechwarrior handle is Beefcake Pantyhose. Very cool. Very cool handle here. Today, we're going to be exploring the different parts of Battletech and taking a bit of, I don't know, just changing it up a little bit. I always kind of wanted to step out of my Battletech, I guess, niche and start exploring other things. And one of the things I wanted to explore was role playing. And so I thought I wanted to do a roleplay stream, and I think one of the best opportunities popped up by around our niche. The Dragon DLC from Mechwarrior 5 is coming out, and I was always talking about how I liked the Legion of Vega and how much I liked Kurita. And so I decided, why don't we actually explore a role-playing thing to do with the Dragon's Gambit. Let's turn this DLC a bit into a roleplay thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. So we're not going to actually play the game today, but we're going to write out an adventure or a little mini campaign, I guess. So that's the first thing. So we're going to go through all these points, and then we're going to write together. Maybe we're going to see how far we can get. We're going to write a little mini campaign. But along the way, I wanted to include you guys as mech warriors and have like sort of an inclusive writing session with you guys. Because I think I get a lot of questions sometimes. Spamerai wants to know if we're doing tanks. Are we doing tanks? Tanks? Is it tank time yet? But yeah, I wanted to do some collaborative writing with you guys and include you guys in the writing process. So this one's titled Our Awesome Adventure. I guess we should change that to The Dragon's Gambit, the role-playing adventure. Battletech, Dragon's Gambit, comma, the adventure. I am nothing if not persistent, born to compete. Okay, so the session length I'm thinking of, I think this should be like, I haven't done role-playing stuff in a while. I've done like LARPs and just general role-play stuff. So I think this should be aimed at those maybe like first time trying the RPG. I think that'd be pretty good. Just like an introductory, nice, easy introductory. Don't gotta go on like an epic 103 session 3-year saga. We're gonna just do it nice and easy. We're gonna do 3 to 5 I think 3 to 5 roleplay sessions seems nice and easy. I like to write a little shorter as well. Gives the opportunity to sample the game and the themes without it being, I don't know, too committing, right? So we can finish in about like 1 to 2, maybe say 2 months. About 2 months of playing, doing once per week or 2 per month sessions. And I think that's ideal for me. Honestly, a video on how to dungeon master Battletech at some point would be super helpful. I think that would be very good. That'd be very helpful. There's a lot of dungeon mastering channels. They're like whole channels dedicated to dungeon mastering, and I've done dungeon mastering for both like organized play events like Pathfinder organized play and like D&D organized play, and run my own campaigns and stuff. I haven't done it for a while, but I don't know. I think the way I see it kind of similar to Dungeons and Dragons, just with some different themes. Yeah. Have I covered the Raven? I have not covered the Raven. I have covered it in the Light Mech tier list. I hope he reads my comment. Haha. Well, I've read it. Destiny or Mechwarrior? So that's the thing. Okay, that's the thing. I guess system. I think I want to write it system agnostic. System. I think I want to write it system agnostic. Is that a word? Doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter. I like thinking about the story more than the mechanics. And maybe that's a weakness of my own as a dungeon master, but I think the story is more important than the mechanics. And once we have the story and the theme, then we just pick the mechanics to go along, the system that best fits it. Fits the story. So that's the way I kind of go about it, or that's the thing I like doing. And I'm not really big on rules or anything like that. I don't like really crunchy systems for my role playing. So yeah, are we dropping frames again? I could have sworn we fixed the frame problem. What does a light mech have to do? The hatchet man exists. Yes, the hatchet man exists in 39. Okay, so background, a bit of a background of the setting. We can read it on Steam. So let's see. Let me just grab this. So Steam says, in the aftermath of the Fourth Secession War, let me blow this up. In the aftermath of the Fourth Secession War, the Davion-Steiner alliance was dealt a devastating blow to the Capellan Confederation, leaving First Prince Hans Davion eager to replicate the success against the Draconis Combine. So this is after 3028, right? Which is the Fourth Secession War. So Gunji no Kanrei, I'm sure I butchered that. Anyway, our boy, our favorite man, Theodore Kurita, fully aware of the encroaching menace posed by the FedCom alliance, has taken decisive action to fortify the Combine's defenses against an inevitable war. As tensions arise, a unique opportunity presents itself to unite the Draconis Combine and rally behind Kurita's audacious and unexpected plan. So there are a couple of things, like background information, I guess, my brain, okay, after reading a lot of Sarna. What's happening here is, in 3028, there's the Fourth Secession War, and then the Capellan Confed gets blown up by FedCom. Oh, by the way, the big thing that that happens in FedCom is FedCom unites the Federated Sons and the Lyran Commonwealth into one big superpower. Okay. So they try and recreate the success in 39. So 3039, 3039. They try. FedCom tries to attack the Combine. Right. So that's what's happening. Are swords already a thing in this time period? Does that come later? Oh, yeah. The hatchets exist. I don't know when the swords actually come into existence, but that's the other thing that I want to talk about, okay? So, the other thing I want to talk about is, what do you call it? Lore accuracy. So, that's a good point, right? Like, swords are pretty simple. I would guess, like, pretty simple lore wise. Like, you know, if they're making mechs, they know how to make swords. And I think, how closely do we decide that we want to follow the lore and just say, like, hey, that's not allowed because it's not written in the lore, versus how much do we want to say, hey, that's like, that's just, you know, that's cool, that should be in DCMS at Katana since forever. And I say, when it comes to lore accuracy, I think we should lean more towards the rule of cool. The rule of cool. Versus, which is like, you know, if it's cool, then it should kind of be in there, right? Rather than just say, like, hey, you can't do that, or hey, that's not allowed, hey, that variant's not you know, allowed, or would be really difficult to make, you can't have it. I think we should lean more towards rule of cool. And I think, like, in my brain, like, swords are pretty simple to get, so I think, you know, we should add swords in there, something like that, right? Rule of cool is always an excellent option. Yeah, I think so. Seeing angry Capellans and a few Merrick Sessionists in the Legion of Vega would be cool. Yeah, I think I've seen it a bunch of times where you get kind of what do you say? What do you call it? Like well actually'd. I don't like that. I don't like the whole well actually, right? Yeah. I don't like the whole, like, oh, you can't do this because it's not written in here. I think, you know, I think it's more fun to be the hero and look cool. And so I personally am willing to sort of bend lore to create a more fun story/game. And that may not be for everyone. I mean, I'd say with limits, right? Obviously, if we just go way too off the rails, then it's not great. Oh, text is off the screen. Let me see. It's off the screen. What? Okay. Yeah, I think that that's what I think. I think it's more fun to go for cool and fun rather than go for like, well, it's not written and so you can't have it. Because in all honesty, like, retcons happen. So, like, the official lore and writers like, gets redone anyway. And I think I personally think to bring Battletech kind of into the modern world, bring Battletech up to modern standards, lore-wise, I would imagine that there would be, like, at least a few rewrites Yeah, there would be at least a few rewrites. Like, for example, the Nekogami, like, literally, like, cat ninja guys. What? Cat ninjas? It's a little fun. It gets a little funny when you get into the weeds, right? Swords are technically possible in 3039, but getting them to the entirety of the DCMS is another thing entirely. Yeah. I let my friend have a Raven and a Bushwhacker pre-clan invasion because I love the designs. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I think playing with allowing certain things in is completely fine. At least by me. At least if you ask me. We just started. We're just talking about some background history and some lore. I don't think we need to pull anything from Sarna yet. I don't think we need to pull anything from War 39. I do know that Theodore Kurita has a feud with his daddy. So it's like modern. He is trying to modernize the DCMS, and is at odds with his dad, which is like, I don't know what his name is. He's like the emperor of the emperor. I forget what you call him. Anyway, he's at odds with his dad. And that's kind of like the big picture thing, and that plays itself out with inside, repeats itself kind of like within the Legion of Vega, where you have like traditionalists slash I guess what do you call them, political traditionalists versus I guess modernists slash what do you call them? Rebels, like the rebellious people within the Draconis Combine kind of get sent to the Legion of Vega because they're troublemakers, right? The coordinator, right, yeah, right. Okay, coordinator. The best thing about Battletech is you can make your own character, Rawhide Kobayashi, the Japanese cowboy, and it fits. Okay, so before we get into the themes of Battletech, because I think we kind of know the themes, I want to ask you guys, when I write Battletech, I actually write more towards my own players. So when I write a game, I kind of ask my players what they want, and so maybe I want to take let's take 4 people from chat. If 4 people from chat want to write like 3 things they kind of want to see in the game. I wish to be Obi-Wan. You stay away from my cat girl assassins, you monster. Honestly, to be completely honest, okay, I think, as a side note, I think it would be a really smart move to canonize Catgirl somehow in Canopus. And I think I have this weird thought that's been rattling around my brain about the CAT battalions, or the Canopus Assault something. Something, yeah. Anyway. Okay, so if someone from chat wants to write 3 things, write 3 things you want to in the game. And those will be like my you'll be like our players, quote unquote. Okay, Mike Heimlich. There we go. Mike Heimlich. So we want to go for like a dark war is hell theme. Themes of desperation. Progression in terms of experience. And awesome robots. Very cool. Okay, those are the 3 things our first player wants to see. If we don't have enough, we can just go with a couple. Okay. Canopus Catgirls are already canon. Yeah, they're already canon. I would like to oh yeah, Canopus Assault Team. Canopus Auxiliary Assault Teams. The Cat Battalions. I want to see that be a thing. All right, so this player 1. Let's see, look for number 2. Kit Sorens, here we go. Kit Sorens. Talk way out of situations. Risk life outside vehicle. Okay. Very cool. Clear adversary. Oops. All right, let's move this down to players. Number 3 is Karos Aleri. Secondary factions. Okay, Shadow of Steel. Shadow of Steel. Balancing between the values honor. Okay, honor versus war. The hell of war, whatever that means. Progression and a clear adversary. Okay. So we don't want anything gray. Shadow of Steel doesn't want anything gray. But we want to explore the difference between honor of the samurai way of honor versus war. Like maybe like what is a good samurai? Interesting. Okay, Kemri 7 wants the change. I'm not changing face of war. Can we bring my guy back from Xenonauts as the crazy melee guy? Are you making a guy, Kimari? Kimari, changing face of war. War of 39 sees even more weird stuff coming out of the Helm Memory Core Fedcom. Okay. All right, I think we can go with this. So if we go with these 3 players, we can see War is Hell, themes of desperation, progression in terms of experience. We have progression here as something that both players want. Oh, hey, Justy. Okay, we can do that. We can do other. So Justy wants to see financial struggle. He wants to struggle. He wants to be on the struggle bus. Oh god. Oh, like we need like new equipment and mercenary groups. Okay. So I think we have our themes. We have like 12 kind of things that we want that we can touch on. And when I write this, I probably want to, you know, at least like I want to add these in. Maybe not all of them at once, but I want to add them, make sure that they're in our story. And I think this touches on a lot of the themes of BattleTech. Definitely in the original BattleTech game, there was a financial struggle. There's a there's like kind of like a almost like a started from the bottom, now we here kind of thing. And then there's that also like kind of like a desperation / gray area of like what of honor versus mercenary stuff. And then I do think it's a good thing to be able to have some social situations like Kit said, like, you know, risking your being able to talk your way out of things, risking your life outside the vehicle. So there's some like play not only in the mech but outside. Awesome robots, definitely a theme. This honor versus war as hell is an interesting thing that I haven't thought of before, but would be pretty complicated to kind of show well or show properly. There's a really interesting quote. It's like, what shows more Bushido? Is it a samurai serving an evil lord, or a samurai serving a good lord? And like the answer was from like a Usagi Yojimbo comic. Okay, so I don't know how I don't know how like accurate it is, but the answer was like, what shows more Bushido is the samurai serving the evil lord. Kind of like because it shows loyalty. Yeah. So kind of like the little bit of politics. The difference between nobles, bougie people, and the normal citizen soldiers. Interesting. The Legend of Five Rings is one of the best conflicts you can make as a GM to give the samurai players an easy out that they can't just take with their honor intact. Okay. BattleTech is about taking degrading technology, keeping it working. It is. But we're in 39 now. So an important event happens in 3028 where it's the Grey Helm. So like Star League, some tech becomes like available or more available. It doesn't proliferate from what I understand like immediately, but it slowly by 3039 I believe a few things start to come back. So like there are still old designs but also new designs slash like pulse lasers and stuff start to come back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Grey Death Legion released a Helmet Memory Core. Okay, so we have our themes. We have what our players want, and I just want to dig into writing the adventure. The adventure already. The theme that I picked, in Steam, right? It says you're going along with, I believe it's the Amphigans. Yeah. Embark on a new quest line. As your mercenary company joins forces with the Amphigans, the 5th Amphigan Light Assault Group. Together, you must defend the Combine against a massive invasion by the FedCom Alliance. Brace yourself for the blah, 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 15 missions, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to go with this started from the bottom, now we here, and go even, make it even worse for our players. So instead of the standard mercenary trope, of being poor, what if we were instead failed mercenaries, indentured, or not indentured, like company stored, to a unit attached to the Legion of Vega. And I think this is, we're able to do this because of this book. We could probably dig into the lore a bit later, and kind of clean up our ideas. But there's this book called Turning Points Vega, which actually is a story about placed in the year of 3039, where you fight a whole campaign on Vega. So that's pretty cool. I'll make this smaller. So we can actually, I believe the Amphigans and the one of the units from Amphiga and one of the units from Vega fight here on the planet Vega. So I want to kind of talk about a story. I want to write a story about the Legion of Vega. I also wanted to. I'm kind of playing fast and loose with the lore here, but like, what if we had a sort of Suicide Squad theme, where they put small bombs inside the mechs of the PCs to ensure loyalty, because they're dirty mercenaries. Yeah, what if it's like the Expendables? What if we play like, you know, what if we play with like, then we have like, you're not like a failing, you're not like a struggling mercenary company, you're like actually a failed mercenary company. Their former commander is dead, and the survivors must join the Legion of Vega. And I think this gives us it gives multiple ways to get into the story, multiple character ideas, because all your character needs to be is like, just character just needs to be either a failed merc or from the Draconis Combine. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. There's also a theme from let's see here. So that, I guess, touches on themes of desperation. Like, what if we had a scene like the what's it called? Suicide Squad, where mercs try to change sides / disable the bomb, and they blow up. Interesting. It also helps us railroad the story a bit, so that they can't go, like, the players can't just go anywhere they want. Like, they're just kind of trapped on Vega, and they have to yeah, they just have to go through the adventure that way. There still will be a little bit of decision making, but it's probably a little bit easier on the GM if they, they can't just do anything they want. Have cranial bombs in the vein of Shadowrun Cyberpunk to keep them loyal versus the cockpit bomblets. Yeah. Either one I think is fine. Yeah, kill the meat, save the metal. Yeah. I think that'd be some interesting things to experiment and explore with. Why would they blow up mechs that could be their own mechs? Oh, maybe it only does like maybe it only does, I don't know, like damage to the cockpit, so they only have to replace the cockpit. That might be neat. Okay. What else do we want to do? Only pop the person. Cockpits are expensive. Okay. Or it could just pop the person. Could have the helmet sabotage, put the pilot into a coma. Okay, yeah. Basically some way to disable the pilot. Gives the players reason to do sketchy stuff outside their compromised. Right, okay. Yeah, we can play with the idea. I'm not sure yet, but I think this is something worth doing to an extent. I think giving the players the ability to do sneaky stuff, and sort of be the bad guys, would be fun, because they're basically with the like, I guess, what do you call, delinquent Caritans, failed mercs, and prisoners, essentially. So like, they can get away with stuff as long as they aren't caught. So that gives, I don't know, that's like, I think that's kind of a fun sub theme, I guess, where they can kind of be actual murder hobos, be murder hobos. Overheat the cockpit, cook the pilot. Stigma NYC, hello nerdy in chat. Finally caught up to live show. How much did I miss? Oh, we just started writing. We went over some themes. We got some player stuff, and then we're just starting to like think about things or themes to add, things that would be fun to experience. Hey, Slimo. Hey, Maya the Doe. Welcome. Giving the players a Capellan experimental ECM Raven with some Infernos in a crowded city would be fun. Yeah, I think we can. I mean, people can bring in their own mechs because they're from Legion of Vega, right? And they're failed mercenaries. Like, you could have whatever mech you wanted. I think to start with progression, as far as progression goes, we did see Mike Heimlich wanted progression and Shadow of Steel wanted progression. I think it should be just starting with 30-25 mechs. So the players have intro tech / their favorite medium light intro mech. I guess Raven would be fine. I'd probably allow Raven. I do like light and medium mech because it gives the opportunity to grow to a large mech, a heavy / assault, and it gives the opportunity to upgrade their mech / modify, which I think is a big fantasy within BattleTech. Intro pirate tech would be good. Yeah. And then you could even have like maybe their mech has issues. Bad actuator Just some weird quirk with it to just give an even bigger starter from the bottom while we hear kind of thing. Failed Mork is just a fancy word for a pirate raider. Very true. Deal with the underworld, add some Yakuza in. Yeah, you could do some, like, you know, shady deals and stuff in here because you're with, like, the Legion of Vega. Make them do a mech heist and steal their mechs. I think it'd be very interesting. So, I know Shadowsteel wanted a clear adversary, and the clear adversary here is the FedCom. But what if the enemy was within as well? What if we had an NPC that was like a loyalty officer? And what if we had a NPC or NPC group? So loyalty officer, like players allowed to do criminal stuff, criminal / murder hobo stuff, as long as they aren't caught. Kind of like a 40k commissar. What if they had a failed crazy samurai guy who wanted to die with honor and led them on crazy attacks that were near suicidal? What if it was their commanding officer, like their LT? What happens then? What if okay, we'll delete that. What if they fight with competing mercenary platoons? When they destroy a mech, FedCom mech, what if, like, the rules within the mercenary company are such that you have to claim the salvage? So a fight breaks out within the LOV unit, with warriors fighting each other for a FedCom heavy mech, or a downed FedCom heavy mech. What about something like that? I think that'd be a really interesting theme. If you wanted Imperial Japan themes, you could have opposing factions in the DCMS fighting for political power. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we have these, like, failed crazy samurai. I think in the Legion of Vega, or in the stuff I've read, like, there's some traditionalists DCMS fighters, and versus some what are they called? Reformists. So I think there's some very interesting things that we can play with too. So I'll put these in the NPCs that we can add. What else do we want to do? What are some other themes? I think that pretty much sums everything up. Can anyone think of anything? Black Dragon Society for the Hardline Anti-Government Secret Society. That'd be kind of cool. But I kind of want to keep it simple, right? We want to look at like 3 to 5 roleplay sessions with the opportunity for expanding outward. So I don't know if we could like cover like a whole Black Dragon a whole Black Dragon political arc, you know? But we can touch on it. The LOV are starting to go through reforms in the Theodore Corrida at this time, IRC, so the failed crazies are fighting over equipment might not be acceptable. But they're starting to go through reforms, right? But they're not like completely going through reforms. Let me pull let me pull the specific unit of LOV of Legion of Vega that was fighting. I think it's the 14th Legion of Vega. I believe it is the 14th Legion of Vega. Yes, it is the 14th Legion of Vega. And the 14th Legion of Vega is really interesting. Legion 14th. The unit was considered to hold less than desirable members of DCMS who were deemed too valuable to be removed from service. I think I want to play with that idea. So, like, what does it mean to be too valuable to be removed from service? What does it mean? And this is a question for chat. What does it mean to be? What are some interesting character ideas where you're too valuable to be removed from service? The Coordinator's great niece. Okay, so interesting. So I think that's an idea. So a Mechwarrior who has political connections but is too rebel to conform. Parental connections, political appointees, dishonored son of a mega corporation. So I think there's like, right, dishonored Mechwarrior with a really good family name. Extensive knowledge of defensives and enemy weaknesses. Special training. Extensive knowledge of defenses. Special training. Okay, so like a guy who is really good at special operations, has really specialized knowledge, and so is too valuable to throw away. Could be a mech tech, maybe. Could be a mech tech. A noble with a really cool ancestry, but they themselves kind of suck. Okay. A guy who has a really cool ancestor, but they are kind of janky. Let's see. Maybe they feel inadequate and want to do something to redeem. Ooh, maybe that can just be, we can combine that guy, like we can make this guy's motivation the failed crazy samurai idea. Pilot has blackmail / dirt on a high-ranking individual. A pilot has blackmail. The performance of the Legion during the Fourth Secession War and the War of 39 showed both the value of Theodore's new tactics and that the warriors of the Legion could be redeemed. Yeah, okay, so like some redemption theme. Interesting. I do want to show some strife, like new tactics versus old tactics. Maybe there's some chafing going on. So maybe, like, you know, there's a traditionalists versus the reformists. I do want to show that, even though that may not be the case, like, lore wise, by 39. I think that'd be very good. I think actually I've read that in 3050 most of the traditionalists died because they charged the clanners. I don't quote me on that though. A Yakuza kingpin. So we do like the criminal themes, huh? So I guess we need to add some kind of Yakuza / crime guy into the NPC list. I saw that one quite a few times. Isn't this pre-clan invasion? Yes, it is pre-clan invasion, which allows us to play with this redemption strife theme. I think it'd be good to see, like, traditionalists versus like, maybe you have, like, one officer who embraces the new tactics, and maybe one guy does not embrace the new tactics, and you got to kind of, like, deal with that. A too ambitious lower class mech warrior who tried to advance to a higher position. So actually, like, a good guy. So, like, maybe like a guy who flew too high from the lower class and advanced from the flower class, from the lower class, and tried to float. And maybe he floated too high, and then was provoked into some kind of, like, I don't know. He was provoked into attacking, or into something, I guess, something, and then was removed by getting assigned to the LOV. Might be neat. Icarus. You have to name him Icarus. Maybe he pilots an Icarus, because that's a mech. Seeing an early Hamamoto Chi would be good. Maybe give the players a bunch of experimental chargers. Oh. I guess mechs should be up to the players, right? Like, I know someone said that they wanted a Raven, and I'd be totally fine with giving them a Raven. I think if I had to give them mechs... Okay, let's talk about mechs. Where's my mechy boys? Okay, let's talk about mechs. For mechs, I want medium and lights. I think Raven's fine. I do like faster, medium / light. I like the cavalry types. Cavalry types. Cav types. Because it lets them participate in multiple stories. Types of fights. So they can go on, like, these scouting missions, right, with their cavalry mechs. And they also can join or rescue, like, a slower moving formation. I do like having, like, the faster mechs, like the Phoenix Hawks, the Wolverines, the Shadow Hawks, that kind of thing. Yeah, Jenners, Panther, not urban mechs. Not urban mechs. No. Yeah, like a Crab would be fine. Like, Raven would be fine. Crab would be fine. Panther would be completely fine. Jenner would be... I think Jenner, I would probably want to go with maybe the F, because it's more tanky. Would be alright. Phoenix Hawk would be fine. Shadow Hawk would be more than fine. The less flamer model Firestarter, yeah, the Firestarter Mirage would be okay. stuff like that, right? The Phoenix Hawk K, the Wolverine, and then I think I would want to give them, like, maybe the bad versions. Maybe give the bad versions of these mechs, but still tanky. And that allows for progression, right? Because it allows for progression. Maybe the company is not liked, but they don't have spare parts for the good versions of the mechs. Yeah, exactly. And then they kind of have to salvage things, which kind of touches on the started from the bottom, now we're here theme. And I think a bunch of other players wanted that as well. Themes of desperation. So there we go. Awesome robots. I think we pretty much covered everything that Mike Heimlich wanted. War is Hell. What is a good summary? This is gonna be a challenging one. I think Clear Adversary, right? Clear Adversary is gonna be the FedCom. So we covered that. Financial Struggle. So I think I would definitely maybe expand this on this theme. So financial. So the LOV traditionally, Legion of Vega, traditionally not given good stuff. So what if they have to salvage it, most things, and are given really bad equipment as replacement? Wolfhound would be okay. Wolfhound's pretty strong, but yeah, stuff like that, that'd be fine. SRM Javelin, completely fine. Wolfhound is FedCom. Yeah, so maybe they capture a Wolfhound FedCom mech in like the opening, the opening act. Giving them the large laser variant of Panther. Oh no. Everything has one less heat sink. Gotta go with the Dragon. Yeah, the Dragon's not a bad mech either. But yeah, like they're just given really bad equipment as replacement. Maybe like the medium lasers don't work, or I don't know, it just burns extra heat, or maybe they're given that'd be pretty funny. Like they're given faulty parts. Like factory rejects. Like, you get like the heat sinks that only sink half a heat. Oh, sorry, these are broken. These are the factory rejects. Here you go. Or lasers that are out of alignment that do one less damage, or just stuff like that. But yeah. Give the players a bombardier in place of an archer. Yeah, stuff like that. Have small lasers ready to go, but crap medium lasers. Yeah, just yeah, just stuff like that. And then they can salvage their stuff, right? Obviously there should be some kind of safety net. And I think here in the Legion of Vega book, the Vega book, it says that there is some kind of Star League tech, and I think that's a big like when you think about it, right? In D&D, it's kind of like the D&D equivalent of buried treasure. And who doesn't like buried treasure, right? We've all played D&D, I'm sure. Of course, they're double heat sinks. We call them double heat sinks because you need two of them for them to work. All right, but yeah, Star League stuff, equivalent of buried treasure. That's also like, also progression, or maybe like, or upgraded Greyhelm stuff, which is also again, so like kill the FedCom, the cool FedCom mech, and take their stuff. Give them prototype test beds once they fulfill their purpose. Yeah. Items they can use but can't sell, like a PPC. Yeah, they don't get I don't know. Maybe it's like a barter system or something. What else do we missing? New equipment. There we go. Financial struggle. Yep, there we go. And mercenary groups. Yeah, so we could probably have a couple other mercenary PCs in here. So other mercs. Oh, maybe disgraced pilots have enough political pull to give them a safety net for a first few sessions. Yeah, or maybe there's just some like, I don't know, old like crappy equipment just lying around that you can use if you bust your mech too many times. Do they have a home base? Yeah, they should have a home base, right? They should be based in the 14th Legion of Vega. And we can do like more background. I would probably do more background like work on lore wise, like what that was and what that would entail, and then maybe that would change a couple things along in our document up here, but we're just spitballing some ideas. But yeah. Based in the 14th Legion of Vega, and then they fight on fighting on Vega, and I'm using the Turning Points book as a reference. And that's kind of what I like to do as well. I used to write all my adventures from scratch, but these days I like to write my adventures based on something, and just like taking an already existing book and kind of adapting it or twisting it a little bit, and that just sort of makes things faster. So base the adventure on a book or thing, I guess, existing thing. That way 80% of the work is kind of already done, and then you can add your 20% twist, and that's kind of how I like to do things. It's just really hard making something 100% entirely new, you know? Comstar gave the DCMS all these downgraded Star League era mechs during 39. Some of that could work. I think they give them like really good Star League stuff, like but that, I mean, I know there's a Star League catch. I don't know. I believe there's a Star League catch in this Turning Points book. I haven't read it all. I bought it this afternoon, and I have yet to like really dig into it and flip through it. Yeah, they get the Thug from that. Yeah, they got some pretty cool stuff. They got like the Thug. They got the Kintaro. They got yeah, they got some pretty nice stuff. Shouldn't we get some Space Vikings? Where are the Space Vikings? We get some Space Vikings. Why not? Things to add. Space Vikings. I don't know what that means, but yeah, we have some Space Vikings. That's what allowed them to make few heads. Okay. Rasselhog is on the other side of the Combine, though. Are they? I thought Vega's in Rasselhog space. No? Am I mistaken? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Of what we have so far. It's looking pretty. This document's looking pretty nice. I mean, I don't see why you can't have actual like Rasselhog people come in and hang out in your Legion of Vega, depending on the date, right? Rasselhog Military District. What point does when does Ronin War happen? Ronin War. What year was the Ronin War? Oh yeah, 3034. Okay, so the Ronin War happens in 34, so the Free Rasselhog Republic's already a thing. So, Space Vikings, question mark? Something we probably have to look up later and see if we can justify. I think it's probably possible to have, you know, a couple of Space Vikings in there, although they're probably, you know, doing their own thing in the Free Rasselhog Republic. Sorens and Sabers. Yeah, we can write them in somehow. I don't know if they're going to be a massive theme, but yeah. So that's like all the themes. I think the next thing I would do is probably flip through this Turning Points book and then like try and come up with I don't know, just move through the entire campaign, and then pull out the combats that happen, and then just like transfer the combats into the actual role play. Let me write that out. So basically take the 3039 Vega Turning Points, go through it, pull out the encounters and build mini encounters with the book, like using the book. And then as for, there was another thing that we needed to cover too, right? Talking way out of situations, risking life outside the vehicle. I think that will sort of come out with what we've already written here. Like our NPCs and stuff, and like all the criminals and stuff we have, and maybe like trying to figure out how to disable like the bomb, or trying to find a way to what if there's like there was a thing in what was it called, Battlestar Galactica, where there was like a prison boat, and they were offered freedom if they serve. So maybe there are freedom points they can earn through service, time/missions, maybe by taking on more dangerous missions they earn more freedom points. That might be interesting. And then yeah, I think that might be interesting. Or maybe they're used, LOV is used as expendables. Battle mechs. So this is a penal legion. Yeah, kind of like also a penal legion. I mean that's I don't know. That's just what I'm spitballing. That's what I'm thinking. I think it would make it more interesting, and be like a twist on the struggling mercenary company. Like if you're lower than the struggling mercenary company, you're just like, you know, in the Legion of Vega, with a substantial amount of debt and trying to find a way out, because your previous mercenary company employer screwed up and now you're here. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I think this War of 39 thing is probably a better start than the 3028, just because you have all this extra tech that you can use for progression, which seems like what a lot of people wanted, or like our PPC, our NPCs, or our PCs wanted, our test PCs. Sir Blim, can someone catch me up to speed on what was done? Oh, we just went over like what the Dragon's Gambit was. We went over the background of the setting, how it was about the War of 39, how we wanted to look more towards the rule of cool rather than say like, well, actually, no, you can't do that, because we said that there are like, you know, some weird things with the lore, so that's like, we should be fine with like rewriting some of it to be fun. Then we got like the opinions on a couple of viewers from the audience, and then looked at like what they wanted. And then as we went through the themes of Battletech, we made sure that we touched on each of the things that the players wanted. Each of these things were written into either the NPCs or the things to add. And then finally we finished it off with like how we're going to build out the story. So then we probably go through this book, Vega Turning Points, and then use that for the at least the mech encounters of the campaign. And then so it probably follows some kind of pattern where you're like base, mission, and then base, and then at these base points you do like some roleplay stuff or whatever, and then in the missions you'd be doing, you know, your mech stuff, or maybe a little bit of role playing through the, you know, talking to your whatever lance mates or whatever. You don't have to be a prisoner to end up inside this company, but you can be. Yeah, exactly. I think Legion of Vega is nice because it gives a bunch of different entry points, at least the way I imagine it. What system are we using? We're system agnostic, so you can just use this as a, you know, whatever system you decide to use. You can just take it. You can just take it. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours, Charlie. It's all yours. What are we doing on time? How long have we been streaming? How long have we been streaming? An hour. Only an hour. Wow. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I had. That went pretty quick. But yeah, that's my idea. That's how I would write some Legion of Vega / Dragon's Gambit stuff. You guys want to do some just chatting? We can just flip to the the just chatting screen, if that works. Oh yeah, that works. What else are we doing? Next time, we're probably gonna be doing. Oh yeah, we're gonna be playing the Oregon Trail Deluxe. We'll be doing Oregon Trail, which is a game that I wanted to play for a while. I remember playing that way back in the day. And yeah, I think that should be fun. Starter mechs. Starter mechs probably gonna be light and medium mechs, pretty much. That's it, light and medium mechs. With 30-25 tech. I think they should be attached to the LOV, but not directly under the chain of command. Could be interesting. Could be interesting if they were like written as like a sub thing, like a sub command. And they had to like just kind of maybe that might give them some more like leeway in being able to get things done, right? So they're given a mission and they can just like execute it however they want, or maybe they're like a small lance. Although I'd probably want to keep it as a small lance unit. Local man mounts heavy Gauss rifle on a Wolverine. Fed comes baffled. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for our stream today. A little short stream for an hour. Just want to chit-chat about the dragons and the Battletech. Thank you all very much for coming. Next video, again, will be the Oregon Trail. And I've been working on the next video script. I recorded it, but I think maybe I want to make a few changes. Just a couple of tweaks to make the video more interesting. Yep. But thank you all for coming. Bye-bye. I'll see you Saturday if you want to hang out. I'll see you Saturday to play some Oregon Trail. Bye-bye, Commander. Bye-bye for now. I'll slime you later.